Being supported at home, in school, and in the community is important for all youth, especially LGBTQ+ youth of color. They deserve to grow in an inclusive learning environment. However, very few programs and organizations present in the country understand the challenges of LGBTQ+ youth. This youth and young professionals from the LGBT community need to come together and stand strong to pave the way to the future they wish and deserve. Efforts must be taken to improve professional skills and create suitable opportunities. Our guest today is the 12th National President and CEO of Men of Distinc, Incorporated, and Board Chair of the MAUD Charitable Foundation that serves as a collective of progressive, college-educated, and professional individuals. MAUD is formed with the purpose of supporting, serving, and empowering LGBTQ+ people of color and other underserved communities. And you will be the person directing its efforts and vision. This is certainly an important role. This is surely going to be an insightful conversation for us and our viewers. Welcome, Nicholas Hatten.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. You know, I was looking at many of the things that you do, and the one thing that struck me was your slogan, compelled to service, mandate to give. I would love to start with the knowing of what makes MOD a reliable organization for today's community.
Yes, so first of all, thank you all for having me. We are so elated to be here and to be speaking with you. And so Men of Distinc Incorporated is an organization and a brotherhood founded on philanthropy, fellowship, and service. And so we were started in 1981, and we came together for a common cause because in the LGBTQ community, and specifically the LGBTQ community of color, there are very few mentors and people who come back and give back to the community. And as a collective of progressive individuals, people from all walks of life, people from all walks of life, all levels of education and leaders in the community, we came together on a common cause, and that's to give back, that's to pour into our community, and elevate ultimately the LGBTQ Black culture and be leaders in that culture. And so the reason that we're an important organization and a staple is MOD has served as kind of a second family to not only its members, but also the communities that we serve. And so our history goes, like I said, our history dates back to 1981, back when houses were formed. And while we're not necessarily a house, we serve similar purposes, which is to mentor, educate, and to be that safe haven for Black queer males of color.
You know, you say you started back in 1981, and certainly those were different times, but to a certain extent, they haven't changed that much. The Reagan administration was in, we were being attacked by the Justice Department, we were being killed by the Reagan administration with its silence around the emerging HIV/AIDS epidemic. So obviously that played a part of how things came to be, especially in big cities and in the Black and BIPOC communities. How has the mission changed over the years, and what specifically is it today?
Yeah, so the mission has changed over the years. I want to say as we grow as an organization, we get more and more clear about our purpose, specifically in our community. And so a lot of work that we've done over the years has been around what we call our scope of service. And so our scope of service includes health and wellness, professional and personal development, and LGBTQ advocacy and empowerment. And so over the last couple of years, we've really honed in on identifying, this is what we're here to do, this is the impact that we're here to make. And we started with just a group of gentlemen getting together on a common ground. And now we've really gotten our mission statement and gotten our purpose statement, and have really have really aimed our service efforts towards these three pillars of, excuse me, I don't know why I'm like fumbling over my words. We have really catered our service efforts in these three pillars that we find is most crucial in our community.
So now you're national president of MOD, and congratulations on that. What
Thank
does that
you.
mean to you, not just professionally, but personally, to take on this kind of role for your community?
Yeah. At first, to be honest, I had to do some self-healing because I was not out. I was not out to my family and friends, and it wasn't until I want to say maybe 2 years or a couple of years before I assumed this role that I actually came out to my family. And I grew up. I don't know about you, but I grew up in a church household. My mom is a minister. My grandmother is an evangelist, and so those weren't always. This lifestyle isn't always acceptable in that environment. But what I've come to find is that just like I dealt with that, and I have a story, so does so many other Black men of color have similar stories. And so many of my brothers have similar stories. And so stepping into this role has really developed me as a leader, but also has made me more confident and comfortable with who I am to show up authentically myself and love myself for that. And I entered into this role. This is actually my second term beginning this month, actually. And I entered into this role to take our organization to the next level and to truly be about the service that we say that we're about. And we have gone to greater heights ever since. And so we've started like programs like our Project Red that earlier you mentioned, the importance of catering to the LGBT youth, and it's specifically for youth who identify along the spectrum, to mentor them, get them prepared for college, get them prepared for careers, and to give them the training that, wasn't there for people like me. The big brother that wasn't there for the people like me who necessarily walk like me, talk like me, love like me, could help me understand my feelings, right? And so, MOD plays an important role in the community, and we're stepping even more into that as I continue to lead our organization.
MOD is most definitely lucky that you have agreed to take them with you on your journey, because it's an amazing journey thus far, and I'm excited for you. Now, every year, MOD chapters welcome new members, and Alpha chapter is here in Florida at FAMU. So a little shout out to our Floridians and that Alpha chapter. The organization helps its members grow through leadership roles and service. And how do you reach out to all the different chapters like FAMU down here and the others around the country?
Yeah. Well, the great thing is I have to shout out Florida myself. I actually joined the organization through the South Florida Alumni Professional Chapter, which is located in Miami, Florida.
Okay.
And the way we communicate is through our conventions and through our events. And so each chapter is challenged and charged to take, again, our scope of service, which falls within those three pillars, and execute projects within the community with the national leadership. And so, like I said, like Project Red, we do a lot of work with the health department and put boots on the ground. We do a lot of work. We have a project called Operation Beat, which is our voter education and our voter education and registration drives. And so we really have a collective effort that we implement in all of our respective communities to push our mission and push our purpose. And most recently, we have established our 501c3 charitable foundation so that it can help those philanthropic efforts.
Voter registration is coming under fire or forced evolution, if you will, in some legislators. As we go forward towards the election season, how do you expect your get out the vote efforts to be tailored to the various states in the new environment this cycle?
Yeah, I feel like now really is a time like not like I feel like now is really a time like no other, and it's even more important that not only as Black men, but Black men who identify as gay, bisexual, queer, however we choose to identify, it's most important for us to be knowledgeable about what's being put on the table. It's even more important for us to have a voice and a seat at that table as decisions are being made. As you know, they are attacking rights of our trans sisters and also attacking rights of our cisgendered sisters. Um, and it's most important for us during this time to step in the gap. And even if that is just us educating the community or encouraging people to get registered so that their voice can be heard and to understand that the stigma in our community of our voice doesn't matter and our vote doesn't matter, um, is not true, right? And so we have taken the charge to be to the forefront of leading that charge of educating our community and getting us activated and getting us involved.
When we look to the young LGBTQ plus community, which is where we started with, what are the most imperatives? What are the biggest challenges for professionals and LGBTQ plus students in our community?
I think it's resources. I think it is knowledge. I think that when you grow up in a certain environment, you have a certain paradigm about what opportunities lie in front of you. And so outside of MOD, I also am a business coach. And so a lot of my passion and efforts lie around entrepreneurship, but specifically, how do we get our young folks, um, how do we get our young folks in something that they're passionate about and to understand that they can control their own trajectory? And so I think that our role is to help them unlock their fullest potential, to be a connection to those resources, to those networks, showing them how to develop networking skills, how to show up to an interview, what to put on a resume. Most of our members are in either managerial positions, or executives in their field, or leaders in their field. And so what we've done is connected the youth to those resources and to those connections.
Obviously, lots of challenges face our community, and vision, support, and resources to overcome them continues to grow and has to be made available at the right time. How does MOD look at it? Are there any programs or initiatives that community members should know about from you guys?
Yes, I would encourage, if you are looking for specific resources in a specific community, to go to menofdistinct.org. And we have a list of chapters which are in those communities. Our chapters have monthly projects, and depending on, again, what our national focus is for that month, depends on the project, but we are more than happy to connect our community with resources, tools specific to that community. We have some upcoming symposiums which we are partnering with you all on, and we will make you aware of. Those are great opportunities to gain some tools, to gain some skill set, right? And to use those in whatever trajectories that people are looking to pursue. And so there's a lot of resources, and we do have a lot of resources and partners, and you can reach out to us, and we're more than happy to connect anyone in our community.
Tell me a little bit about the impact, tangible and intangible, that the community has felt through your programs.
Yeah. So I want to say last year, we were able to raise funds and give away 4 $1,000 scholarships. And now, while that may not be much, to some, that makes a huge difference to others who are not as fortunate. And so we were able to award 4 undergraduates with those scholarships, and those went to help them get books. Some people were behind on their tuition payments, and it was able to help in those areas. And that's really what I have been focused on, is what can we do with our resources, we're not a huge organization, but what can we do with the privilege that we've been able to attain and the what can we do with the privileges that we've been able to attain and the success that we've been able to acquire as a collective, and how can we give that back? And so when we talk about specific tangible impact, that's the impact that we made tangibly. When we talk about intangible, one of the things that I'm so grateful of is the culture of our organization. And one of the things that I'm so proud of is that, we're not just a philanthropic organization that looking to raise money and just give money and lead people to it. There are a lot of our undergraduate members that come through the organization looking for guidance, looking for those big brothers, and we provide that safe space. And not just people in our organization, but also people in our community. I remember when I was coming through in Miami, through my home chapter, and we did a lot of work with something called the Miami Men's Empowerment Project. And we got a chance to educate the community about safe sex practices, to help lower disparities within our community. We were able to get out in the clubs and on the social scenes and actually, again, educate people about voters' rights and how to get registered to vote, how they can advance in their careers, and just really touch our own community. And back then, to be honest, I didn't realize the amount of impact we made, but the fact that they are still executing programs that we helped establish from back in that day speaks volumes to the impact that MOD has made in not only its members' lives, but also in its respective communities.
A moment ago, you talked about fundraising and funding the scholarships. Well, you've just announced the first charitable foundation's inaugural philanthropic gala to benefit the MOD Charitable Foundation. Tell me all about it.
Yes, we are so excited because number one, our foundation has been something that people who joined way before me have been talking about and envisioning for MOD, and it is finally here. And so we are launching our 501c3 charitable foundation, the MOD Charitable Foundation, and our inaugural event is taking place August 26th here in Atlanta, Georgia, to celebrate the launch of our foundation. And so we're going to have a fashion show. Again, we have brothers who are fashion designers, and we're going to be featuring some of their pieces. We're going to be giving away some really nice prizes. We'll have a silent auction. James Chanel Wright, which I don't know if you're familiar with, but he's well known for like the patty pies that went viral. He will be the host that evening. We're going to have live entertainment. It is going to be a fun evening. And the goal of the foundation is to help is to be a launching pad for our services, for our initiatives, and our efforts. And so people can purchase a ticket by going to eventbrite.com/MODCF. And if you can't purchase tickets there, you can go to our website, Distinc, DISTINC.org. You can purchase tickets there. And if you can't make it to Atlanta, you can donate. And all of the proceeds are going towards, again, our programs, our initiatives, these scholarships. We want to give more scholarships. Last year, we were able to give 4 $1,000 scholarships. I would like to see us give 4 $10,000 scholarships to underserved youth in our community looking to change their lives.
And I've been to that Hyatt Regency. It's a wonderful venue. It's a beautiful hotel.
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely. If you're on the fence, let the venue push you over, and definitely go and check that out. Now, are there any other upcoming events that you want our community to know about?
Yeah, we have an array of events. So again, we will be hosting some symposiums, which are in the works, and we'll be announcing those dates soon. Every year, Martin Luther King weekend, we meet in Atlanta for our national convention, which we'll release more information about. And we'll have even more opportunities to interact with us. attend some of our events, and be a part of what we're doing and the impact we're making. Just because you're not a member doesn't mean that you can't support and you can't be involved with what we're doing, because again, our goal is to make impact in our community. And the way that we do that is coming together on a common cause. And again, not just keeping it all for ourselves, right? Like, we want other people to engage with us. So those are some events that are coming up off the hand. But the most important event and exciting event right now is this gala that's happening in the next couple of weeks.
All right, before we wrap up, I need to ask, what is the strength of our community, in your opinion?
I think the strength of our community lies right within that word, community. I know this sounds cliche, but we can get so much more done and accomplished when we come together than when we are set apart. And so the strength of our community lies within togetherness. And that's what MOD is all about.
You know, I know you're up in Atlanta. Atlanta's great, has a great LGBTQ plus community, but I'm down here at the gayest place on earth. So next time you get down to South Florida, you got to come to Wilton Manor, stop by the show, say hello. The work that you guys are doing, fantastic. We just need to see you down here. We need to get you on a vacation down here, preferably after hurricane season. Who knows how long that's going to end this year.
Yeah, very familiar with Wilton Manors, and we'll have to take you up on that offer.
Okay, well, now for more information, you can go to menofdistinct.org. Nicholas, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. It's been a wonderful time.
Thank you so much for having me.
You can visit menofdistinct.org for more details. You can also follow MOD on social media platforms at Men of Distinct for Facebook, and the organization is available on Instagram and Twitter at Men of Distinct 81.